Hello and welcome to First Time Home Buyer. I'm Manisha Natarajan and joining me is Sameer Jasuja, founder and MD of Prop Equity. Sameer, good to have you with us.
Pleasure to be here, Manisha, as always.
Well, this is a simple you ask, we answer show where we help you take the best data-backed advice on buying the right property. After all, for most people, buying a home is the largest commitment of life savings, so better to take an informed decision. Here's a quick look at some of the key markets we will be covering today. For top picks, we will take you to Navi Mumbai here in Kharghar. What are the best buys in a budget of 80 to 90 lakh rupees? NCR Noida Expressway is also beginning to get some buyer interest back, and a very nominal budget of 50 lakh rupees. What can you buy? Bengaluru, of course, Whitefield is one market we probably have to cover in every first-time home buyer show. In a 50 lakh budget, what can you buy? Then we take you to Nagpur, and Mehan is the market we'll cover for a budget of 70 lakh rupees. Pune, Wagholi, it's a hold or sell question. This market hasn't particularly picked up, has been very static for last 3 years, and investors are getting a bit restless. Hyderabad, we will also get you something around Gachibowli area in a budget of 60 lakh rupees. What are the top picks? And then, of course, we have another question of Bengaluru we will cover for Electronic City. If you've got a budget going right up to 90 lakh rupees, what can you buy? But let's welcome our first caller. Mr. Jindal has been waiting by patiently. Mr. Jindal, hi. Thank you so much for joining us on First Time Home Buyer, sir. How can we help you?
Ma'am, I want a flat in Belapur. In Belapur.
You want one in Belapur?
Yeah.
Okay. Not in Navi Mumbai. You had specified a large area.
Yes, Navi Mumbai.
Okay.
Or second, if there is no flat available, then only in Kharghar.
Or in Kharghar. Okay, okay.
So Belapur will shoot to me.
Okay, so आप कह रहे either Belapur or
office.
All right. Belapur is closer to you, but well, we'll also have to take a look at which is the market which is likely to do better. Sameer, he said Belapur is closer to probably his workplace. Kharghar is also a market he specified. I know that you're particularly fond of Kharghar in Navi Mumbai, and you've been saying that it's a good, robust market to buy into. But anything that we can give him?
Manisha, first of all, I'd like to clarify that Belapur will also be a slightly more expensive micro market compared to Kharghar. As it is, what we've shortlisted for Mr. Jindal in Kharghar are the properties which are cheaper than even the weighted average price of that micro market because of budget being a constraint. And you're absolutely right. We think Kharghar is a better micro market. It's an emerging micro market compared to Belapur. Belapur is purely now mostly secondary. It's one of the first few micro markets that got established in Navi Mumbai. That's why it's slightly more expensive as well. And with the given connectivity that's going to come about in Kharghar, the big central park, the golf course, the greenery, the social infrastructure coming up, it scores way over Belapur as a new micro market compared to Belapur, and it has witnessed a 4.5% annualized appreciation over the last three and a half years as well, which have been perhaps the worst times for real estate in India. Coming to the other data points, the location rating, we love that micro market for reasons shared, so 7.5. On that scale, it's an oversupplied market, so lots of choices to be made in the under construction segment, and that's what we are recommending to Mr. Jindal. The three projects that he can consider are the Elite Grandeur by Nathwara developers, trading below the weighted average price at 7,900 rupees, property getting ready this year itself, available from the developer. The railway station is only about 1.5 kilometers away. For all the three projects. Then we have Samyana Phase 2, Building 1A and 1B. This project in Sector 37, Kharghar. And lastly, we have Exotica by RS Builders and Developers. This is in Sector 34 in Kharghar. Getting ready next year, available with the developer at around 7,850 rupees a square foot. So all projects coming within your budget in Kharghar, the right micro market, available and getting ready from 18, 19 and 20.
All right, Mr. Jindal. So here are three recommendations for you from Prop Equity. Belapur in your budget of 80 to 90 lakhs wasn't possible. In fact, Prop Equity seems to have culled out three projects which are below the average rate of that market. And a very quick look at these three projects. There's Elite Grandeur, there's Samaima Phase 2, and there's also Exotica by RS Builders and Developers. But you know, the most important thing to note is that Mumbai market seems to be doing well. You've actually seen this is a bright spot. According to Knight Frank report, it's seen maximum sales in new launches in 2017. Sales, or in fact prices, are up 3% year on year in that year. So not a bad beginning for Mumbai market in 2018. All right, let's take you through the next email, and this is from Varun Anand. Varun has written in to say that he's looking for a right apartment to buy, ready to move in. Samir, is the most important aspect of it. He says Greater Noida, Noida Expressway with a 50 lakh rupees budget. And of course, anyone talking about NCR and especially Noida Expressway puts it in quote, a good builder. Can we give him something in Expressway, or do we have to take him to Greater Noida?
Manisha, we can actually today give him on the expressway itself, although it will be the second half of the expressway which is closer to the Greater Noida micro market compared to the first half. So if you break down the Greater Noida Expressway, which is about 21 kilometers odd, so it's in the 10 to 20 kilometer area that we are talking about. That micro market is adequately supplied. Location rating is 6. The best part of the oversupply that got created in that micro market is that today you can get such affordable ready properties on that stretch, which was never a possibility before. Prices literally have come down by 35% over the last 7 odd years in that micro market, and you get new properties today ranging from 4,000 to 5,000 rupees a square foot. Market is adequately supplied. The metro connectivity is also now almost touching the expressway and will get extended to the full Noida Expressway in a short span of 2-3 more years. The 3 recommendations from our side: Paras Season by Paras Buildtech, trading at 4,500 rupees a square foot in sector 168, ready since 2016, available in the resale market. We have Blossoms County by Logix Group. This is sector 137, trading around 4,500 rupees a square foot again in the resale market. And lastly, we have Eco City by Supertech Limited in sector 137. This project's been ready since 2015. Now, Manisha, 4,000 to 5,000 rupees ready properties on the expressway. You cannot get a better deal for an end user than this.
Absolutely. And Samir, I hope these good times continue for a while. Otherwise, anybody who's armed with some amount of money can really go out and strike a very good bargain. So here's a quick list of prop equity recommended projects in Noida Expressway in a budget of 50 lakh rupees, really 50 lakh rupees. Paras Seasons by Paras Buildtech, Blossom County by Logix Group, and Eco City by Supertech Limited. And these projects are ready to move in. Now from north, let's go down to south. We have a Bengaluru query coming up. Jitesh has written into us saying he wants to buy an apartment in Bengaluru. And here too, the budget is 50 lakh rupees. He already owns, Samir, a 1,500 square feet plot. His preferred location is near C.V. Raman Nagar or Whitefield. I'm just wondering, these are two very different markets, but let's take it away from here.
So I'll address his first question on the plotted project that he has. He wanted to understand that if he can get the subsidies as per the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana scheme, and since if he does not own any pakka house in anywhere in the country, and it is a plot that he owns and he's looking for construction finance for that plot, then he can definitely get the subsidy that is available under the PMAY scheme. Coming to the second question, which was a choice to be made between C.V. Raman Nagar and Whitefield, we'll always go with Whitefield on that. Location rating is 7, perfect, almost perfect social infrastructure already in place. Good employment generation opportunity is nearby in the vicinity, adequately supplied, which is a big positive, I would say, for an end user to be able to make enough, pick up from the right choices that are there in the micro market. So there are 3 projects that we've shortlisted for you, keeping your budget in mind. Saroj Daffodils by Saroj Group, 4,200 rupees a square foot all in, which is a big discounted price because the weighted average price of this micro market is 5,000 rupees on basic. Available with the developer and got ready in 2017, so brand new property. Isha Misty Greens by Isha Infra Projects. This project is also at 4,200 all included price. And lastly, we have Hyde Park by Shaker Developers. This is even lower at 3,500 rupees a square foot. Property got ready in 2017 March, and it's under 50 lakhs, and all three properties are available directly with the developer.
So that's another Bengaluru market highlight, that you can get everything from a developer. That's never been a very investor-driven market, and it's always been a buyer-driven market. So, sir, please go ahead, take a look at these three projects recommended by Prop Equity. There's Saroj Daffodils by Saroj Group, Isha Misti Green 3 by Isha Infra Projects, Hyde Park by Shekhar Developers, and as Samir rightly pointed out, you can definitely go ahead and avail the PMAY CLSS scheme or getting a discount if you build a Pakka house on the plot that you already own, and do make the best use of it. I mean, banks are very aggressively offering that to most loan seekers. But of course, it has to be your first home. Hopefully in the budget, Samir, though I hear, and you know, KK Misri was on the channel yesterday, and he said that they have lobbied to the government that why are you making it only eligible to first-time home buyers? Because traditionally, most Indians tend to have a home somewhere, ancestral home, or at least they have some joint property, and it's actually excluding a lot of people. So interestingly, if that change comes about in the budget, then you could also be eligible, even if this is not your first home. Our next query is from Nagpur. Mohit Vadnere writes in, and he says he's looking to buy a property for investment. His budget is 70 lakh rupees. His preferred project is Mahindra Life Space in Nagpur, and he's open to some other options as well. And Mehan, Samir, it's been a while since we got a Mehan question, isn't it?
Yes, Manisha. Mehan is the only emerging micro market, I would say, in Nagpur, which has appreciated over the last 3 years, 5% annualized appreciation. It has probably one of the best potentials in that city because of the employment generation that's going to come about because of the SEZ over there. The new airport is getting expanded. So all in all, good micro market, rated 6, adequately supplied, so good choices can also be made over there. Coming to your shortlisted property, Mahindra Lifespace definitely gets a go-ahead. This project is slightly more expensive at 4,200 rupees a square foot and getting ready in 2020. Should you want a ready property that got ready in 2017 itself and slightly cheaper, like you said, you're open to more options. Waterfall Gateway by Muraj Group is an option which is ready, cheaper, 3,900 rupees a square foot in Mehan itself, and available both from the developer and the resale market. So you could consider that property before you make your final decision.
Very quick look at 3 projects. 70 lakh is the budget. Mehan, Nagpur is what we are talking about. Bloomdale by Mahindra Lifespace. Waterfall Gateway by Moraj Group. So it's actually 2, not 3. One, of course, shortlisted by the buyer himself, and the second one as a slightly cheaper property. But then home is all about liking that location and also liking the interiors and the layout of the project. A reminder to all of you, send us your questions. If you are looking to buy a home or a flat or an apartment anywhere in the country, home@nw18.com. We are very easy to reach. We'll be back after a very short break.